when Amapiano and Afro House had a baby. So that's the fusion of those two things coming together, where it's just a bridge like that. But once those things come together, they sound like something totally different. And then we were chilling with friends, and I'm like, yeah, this is a project. But the guys are like, no, man, this is starting to sound more of a sound, more like a sound. Wow. Yeah, and then one of the guys is like, yeah, man, we should call this three-step. I'm like, three-step? Yeah. They're like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. And not steps. Yeah, not three steps. Three-step.
Thakzin is a trailblazing South African electronic music producer who made a name for himself co-producing with some of the country's biggest names. In 2022, he released his groundbreaking single, The Magnificent Dance, and became one of the most viral tracks of the South African summer. It laid the foundation for Three-Step, a disruptive hybrid of Amapiano, Afro, Deep House, establishing him as the originator and uncontested leader of this new genre dominating dance floors worldwide.
It's mad how much things have changed since the last time I saw you.
Yeah.
You know, the last time I saw you, we came through to your manager, Smanga. I think you guys had like a creative house where you guys were just like a bunch of you creating there and doing your thing. And I remember coming there and meeting you and hearing the music you were producing for other people. And I was just like, this is so dope. Remember telling you, I was like, bro, why aren't you releasing those? Don't make this shit for anyone else, bro. This is me. And you're like, yeah, no, dog. That's what I think. But like, it's incredible to see like what you guys are doing now, you know? But I'd love to know, bro, tell me if, you know, someone asks you and they don't recognize you and they ask you what you do for a living. Do you lead with producer first, musician, DJ? How do you like best describe what you do to a stranger?
Yeah, it would definitely be the producing the music first than the DJing.
Really?
You know? So if it's not DJing, it's producing. So the producing comes first, even though DJing came first.
Really?
Yeah, I started DJing before I started making music, but I think the music matters more.
Amazing. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Now tell me, bro, if we watching one day a documentary on your life and we're watching on Netflix there and it's the story of your life, how do you think that documentary opens? Like what's the sort of beginning chapter to, and think of like, I'd love to know your context of your background, like whether it's parents, grandparents, like can you paint that picture if we're watching your documentary or reading the autobiography on your life, like how does that story begin?
I think it obviously gonna begin with my family.
Yeah.
Most importantly, my father,
yes,
which is the person that actually inspired the whole thing.
Wow.
You know, he's the reason why I'm making music, and I think he's the reason why I feel music this way, because of all the things that he would used to do that for me, he wasn't even trying hard. You know,
really?
He wasn't trying hard, but it was just like, oh, this is cool. You know, he was just recommending things, and it would mostly be about music, about the artists, this and this. So definitely in my documentary, there's no way you will not have my father.
What instruments did he play? Like, what was his sort of affiliation to music?
Yeah, he was in a group. They produced. They called it. It's crazy how things work out. They called their group. I forgot the name.
Yes.
But they were the style of music that they were producing. They were calling it Afro funk. So the reason why I say that is because I didn't know about that. I only knew after. So 2019, 2010,
yes,
before your three-step and this and this,
yes.
I was producing for someone's project, and we sort of figured out a new sound, came up with a new sound, kind of, you know. And guess what we called it? Afro funk.
I love that, bro.
So that's crazy. I didn't even know.
Wow,
like
bro,
there was no link. He had never said anything, but I was like, Afrofunk. Then he showed me an article. It's like, oh, by the way, there's this article that they did about us and this and this. So he was a keyboardist. He was in a group making music, and then that's his story. Even though it didn't end as nice, you know the traumas of the music and all of that. But I think he made sure that he teaches me as much as he can, regardless of what he went through and all of that. It was just like, I love this and I think this is cool. What do you think? You know,
I love that.
I like it. So that was our bonding session.
Incredible, bro. Incredible. And tell me, bro, when is then your sort of first like meeting, you know, whether it's, you know, what caught you first from the DJing? Was it house music? Was it, what caught you that you were like, yo, we have these moments where you're like, okay, I see it. I'm going to be a DJ or I'm going to produce. Or what was the first thing? Do you remember whether it was a song or it was a place that you went to that you were like, yo, this is what I'm going to do. That's the gap, you know?
It's the feeling.
Yes.
It's the feeling for me. Remember, that's why I say I cannot mention my musical journey without mentioning my father.
Yeah.
You know, so what my father was really doing when I was really young, he would make sure that he teaches me, you know, in terms of these are the music to play for people. Whenever I'm with my people, play this kind of music. Whenever the mood is like this, play this, you know.
Wow, bro,
he would teach
for
me.
real.
Yeah, at such a young age,
bro,
like the
that's
beginning
crazy.
of the whole music thing with me. He would just bring out CD collections and be like, oh, this is my collection. This is fusion. This is jazz. This is R&B. And then this is how you need to go. That was DJing. That is DJing.
That is,
on its own, you know. So for me, as soon as I figured out that, so I can take this song and this song, mix them together and create a completely different feeling, or you know, or invoke a certain feeling. Because for me, the DJing thing is about yes, it's about pleasing the people, but it's also about predicting and knowing that it's like. Imagine there's 50,000 people on the stage, on the as the crowd.
Yes.
You are the only person that is in control of making all of those people happy.
That's crazy.
That is the most craziest thing. Yeah. So it comes from, I need to understand people. I need to understand the mood. I need to read the crowd. And all of those things they form as DJing. They're DJing, you know. And my father taught me at such a young age. So for me, it's the minute I saw that, there's actually a program that you can use to mix these two things together. And it wasn't as far as it used to be, like 10 tables where you're like, I have to get CDJs. No, it's like, here's the thing. Here's the software. You can actually do it on your computer. For me, that was the beginning of things. I started collecting music. I started, collecting the new music, because with my father, it's like the old stuff. But I started just being current because I was so in love with house music.
Really?
At that point.
Incredible. Do you remember what caught you with house music? What you heard once that was like, whew?
My first CD that my father bought me, house music CD, was Revolution. Yeah. Crazy, you know, so man. When I heard yo, Dipala, you know, all of those songs, I'm like, whoa, okay, this is beautiful. Yeah. This is house music, you know. And from there, it was that whole thing of, you know, Mahrotman, whenever they're like cutting grass, doing this, that's the music they're listening to. Yes. So it was more of that thing that we're listening to from the guys from the cool guys, you know. I'm like, I want to be part of the cool guys. So it's house music, you know. I love that, bro.
I love that. And when was then? So you said you DJ'd first, right? So do you remember, like, what was your first DJ gig ever? Tell me about that day.
Okay, Sharp, a friend of mine pulls up, is like, I see you messing with this thing, with the software of DJing. I'm like, it's like, there's a guy I know from the tavern up the road. Would you like to go meet him? I'm like, sure. It's like, just play him the set. And then I get there, and then the guy's like, this is Thakzin. Yeah, he's new. The guy's like, Yeah, I let him go DJ there. Okay.
Same time.
Whoa,
arguing to go
right,
to-
same time gig. Kanjalo nje. Okay, cool. Here I am, jumped in,
yeah.
was using a computer, obviously, but however, with what the guy heard,
Yeah.
I was much more ahead of everyone else that he has started teaching because he would teach them from the beginning,
Yes.
but I was sort of, in terms of knowing the music, having the timing and all of that, I already had it. And I played,
Understanding the tones.
understanding the
what
tone,
makes-
you know,
Gotcha,
that, oh,
gotcha.
this is what we're playing now.
And what software are you using this time when you're saying you're using software?
I was using a program called Automix.
Automix. I remember Automix.
Yeah, Automix, that
Okay,
blue
got
one,
you.
kind of, you know.
Crazy,
Yeah, so
bro.
just that was my first show played. I was panicking, and there was
there
literally no
people
one.
there?
No,
No,
there was
not really.
literally no one.
Okay.
Just one guy, resident guy,
Okay.
resident drinker. Who was just chilling there. It's like, Shaya, you know. And then I did my thing.
shit,
The guy was really impressed, and then I was like, come through next week. And then I started doing that just after school every Friday.
How
just
old are you this time?
2012. Yeah, 2011. 2010, actually. 2010.
Okay.
1993, 17.
Got you.
Yeah, I was 17 years.
Crazy. And so you just keep going back. You keep going
Yeah,
back.
I kept on going back and met obviously friends who were doing more or less the same thing. And then, I started realizing that, oh, actually, this is really cool. You know, this is a nice, cool feeling to do. And it brought me back to the times when my father would just come through and be like, operate there. You know, it's the same feeling. It's like, now it's these people. I don't know them, but I know this can make them happy. I know this can, you know.
That's incredible. Building that community and like other people you can share songs
Share
and
songs.
transition. Then you can just talk about the industry and game for hours. That's incredible, bro.
Yeah.
And then tell me, so when does the first, how do you come across the producing thing for the first time? What program do you see? Whose house do you see it at? How does it happen?
Yeah. So DJing came to late 2010.
Yes.
So 2008, I'm chilling. It was a family friend of mine. That's my cousin, actually.
Yeah.
Some guy was visiting my cousin. We were playing FIFA, and then the guy came through. He's like, "Oh, I have this program, software, man. I'd love to teach you." He was teaching my cousin, so taught my cousin. I was just chilling there, bored as, you know. I'm like, these guys, I just want to play FIFA, man.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to play. And then, but for some reason, I was chilling on the couch watching what this guy was doing. And fast forward 2 years later, I got the same software. And then for some reason, I remembered everything that he was teaching the other guy.
That's crazy, bro. What software was it?
Fruity Loops.
Fruity Loops. Okay,
Fruity Loops.
dope.
I remembered literally everything. And it was much more simpler. I just went in.
Crazy, man. From playing FIFA and just listening like a podcast, basically.
Yeah,
and then,
same thing.
And then when it was time, you knew where everything was. That's crazy, bro.
You know, learning like that is not the formal way.
Yeah.
But I find it really, really fascinating to be able to learn indirectly.
Yes.
By just things happening around you.
Yes.
By just you being at the right spot at
100%.
the time. You know, and then you find you learn a lot of things that you later ask yourself, where's this coming from?
Yeah.
But you're just in there. You're just in that space, you know. Same as podcasts. It's that thing that you're just listening.
Yeah.
You just listen. I learn so much from podcasts as I would from books.
100%.
If I could be honest.
100%.
You know? And it's that kind of thing where it's like, it's really important what you consume, how you consume it, because it stays here.
That's really great advice. And you never know when you're going to need it and when it's going to
course.
come in handy. I love that, bro. That's really, really good advice. Tell me, bro, and then what comes next? Okay, now you're producing.
Yeah.
Now you are DJing, and I'm sure gigs come and go, and there's a weekend where you're playing, there's times where you this, but you're always refining the craft. I'm sure you're obsessed with it this time, right?
Yeah.
After school. You don't study after school.
Yeah.
You go, I'm doing this. This is it.
I lived it. Like it was yeah. When other kids have soccer,
Yeah. Yeah.
that was my thing. You know,
That was your
in the morning I'm going to school, headphones on, I'm thinking of music. Lunch, I'm like, hey, I need to finish that other song. You know, after school, I'm like, I need to go home because I need to learn this new thing. You know, for me, I didn't go into it as in, yeah, if I do this, it's gonna be cool. It's for the ladies. No, I just loved it.
yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of my peers now from school are shocked whenever they see me because they're like, there was no sign, bro. You never showed any sign that you love DJing, that you love music like that. You were just quiet.
Yeah.
You know, and for me, it's that thing where it's like music is very special like that.
Incredible,
me.
bro.
Yeah.
I love that, bro. That's so special, man. What a beautiful story, bro. Like, and then tell me what comes next, bro. What's the sort of next trajectory that happens? Is it, you know, the management side of things, or does it just like gradually pick up? Is it a label play? Is it and take me through the moment of releasing your first song as well. Like, how does that all happen?
Yeah. You know, what comes after that, after the excitement of, okay, I'm making music,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, now this is the thing that I want to do. What comes after that is a lot of pain
Yes.
because you always think that one song, and I'll take it to collaboration
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
most because that's the most hurtful thing ever. You thinking, here I am, I'm now making music. I think every song that I make, I'm like, this is gonna be my break. This is gonna be the biggest song. And now there's like collaborators, big people from the industry that are like, hey, dude, we'd love to work with you. I'm like, oh yeah, this
It's
is
on
my
now.
big break.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, and this is in 2013. I'm like, this is going to be my big break. I make the music. I do everything that is supposed to be done. The music is out there. The music is loved, but it's not my break. The music is out, but the other guys, you know, the collaborators, all of that, they getting all the benefits. They winning.
Are they putting your name on the record?
You know, that's the thing about the music industry where it's like, I always see it as a double sword where it's like you go into a space, a workspace. If you treat music as a business, you go into a workspace, you need to
100%.
learn where to go, where not to go, how to, you know, you need to assess your environment and know it. And I put that as, okay, as a producer, as a music person that goes into this, it's my responsibility to learn the laws, to understand almost everything.
Good.
And then I put it on the people that are already in the music that, okay, if you already know that this is how the normal way of doing things, why take advantage instead of teaching?
100%.
My boy, yeah, if it was other people, I would do this. But no, this is how things are done. You know, it's not their responsibility to teach you, right? But I think it's courtesy.
100%.
The whole thing. It's just courtesy where it's like, yeah, you see the boy is suffering and you were once there also. Do you want him to go through the same thing the same way?
Yeah.
You know, so you sort of have a little bit of you have to be able to teach a little bit.
And have a bit of humility.
Yeah, and
you're
humility.
Dealing with other humans here and other people who might not know this knowledge. That doesn't mean because they don't know, you take advantage.
Of course.
You're spot on, bro.
Of course. So usually how it happens is like, oh, this happened to me also. This is the normal way of doing things. I'm also going to take advantage because, yeah, it's just business.
Yeah.
You know? And a lot of that happened because now it's like, I'm like, this is my big break. I've just worked with this person. And then, yeah, as time goes on, you're like, this was not my break.
So they would give you a fee and then take the complete master ownership, and they would maybe cut you some publishing and not credit you sometimes.
Bro, it's, I like the song. Yeah, let's go 50-50, but you don't understand what the 50-50 is.
Yeah.
Right? And then you're like, okay, cool. They're going to put me on the things, but you don't know it's 50 of what.
Yeah.
Right? And where? So it's that whole thing. Now it's 50-50. Or you just get someone, because for me it would happen different. For me, it's just someone who would just put in a figure, then be like, no, the industry here in the game, this is how we work. Maybe let me give you this much.
1,000 rand.
1,000 rand, 1.5.
1.5 for the beat, and then I'll cut you 50% of the.
Sometimes it's, no, I paid for it. I don't have to cut you in. No percentages. You immediately, I give you money. That means there's no other deal. There's nothing.
Yeah.
And to understand that's someone who's in the game, that's someone who knows that that's not the way, right? And then you grow, and then you see, you're like, whoa, what? So I was supposed to, okay, I paid my school fees, so it was a lot of paying of school fees, unnecessary school fees. It's necessary for you to learn, but it's it's a hurtful process to go through.
Yes.
As an artist, because that could break you.
Yeah.
100%. A lot of those things. My father, for him to stop making music, it was broken by such things.
Yeah.
Where you get deals now, you can't reap the benefits of the fruits, and you really want to do this so much, but it has taken so much from you, and there's pressures. There's like pressures at home. There were pressures of, dude.
Financial pressure.
Yeah, dude, make a plan. We need to survive. You know how we live here.
Yeah.
You can't say it's, I'll probably make it. You come here every day, you say you just worked with this person, we celebrate, we're happy for you, but we don't see anything come to you. So for that step you're talking about, it's all of those things coming at once, where it's like you just finished school, you need to figure yourself out. You are no longer a child right now, and you having to go to these spaces, you're not getting paid. You don't know your value. You don't understand your value. You haven't found your value. So a lot of that was happening. And I also found myself, I remember before the whole management thing, I was feeling so depressed. I'm in Botswana, we're traveling. I was traveling with this man, my manager, actually. Yeah. He was still a friend at that time.
Yes.
And I was traveling with him, and I was just telling him that, dude, I feel like I'm doing the same thing. I feel like I'm just surrounding here. I feel like I've hit the ceiling. There's nothing happening right now. I feel like I'm doing more or less the same thing. And that was when he came in and be like, oh, dude, let's see what we can do. But before that, it was a lot of stress, bro.
Yeah, bro. And I think it's important for people to understand and for you to paint that picture because that's a reality of what the game is, especially in your genre, bro. Like you come from a place where, in rap culture or hip hop, I think it's a bit different. Someone's coming through with the beat and, some guys are getting producer points and whatever. It still happens there too. Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, the artist is really at times directing the melody and the finesse of the track and the direction. I feel like with house and dance music, it's different because the beat predominantly, you can have some vocals and do your thing, but the production itself is carrying the bigger sort of melody of the song and the nuance of the song. It is the message of the song. It is the feeling of the song. It's not only coming from lyrics, And so what was happening a lot of the time was producers were paying other guys to make the beats. And it was actually embarrassing for them to say that someone else produced the beat. Whereas in hip hop or whatever, you're like, yo, Tweezy made this. It's like, yo, it's a statement piece where you can't really as a house, as like a house music DJ, just be like, put your name on a track. You almost don't want that other name there because you're like, yo, I made this. Like, this is my track. True. Like, and then I would be in sessions, bro. It would drive me crazy, dog. I've almost taken off so many people's heads because of this. Because I'm like, because that shit hurts me, bro. I'm like, I've been fighting for guys forever, And it's like guys would produce tracks, not want to credit, and be like, yeah, but I'm producing the record as in. They would do the arrangement or whatever. And I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way. That's why, bro, I have a soft spot for Maphorisa. And even though as much as he's, can like sometimes in hot water around this topic, like, bro, one thing he did change is he scrapped that model completely because everybody he works with has ownership. And I don't want to argue with anybody on this, bro. That's a fact. Like that guy built a system where guys are owning their masters that are, have actual 50-50 splits with, not publishing 50-50 where it's like, yeah, you produced a song, let's go 50-50. No, you made the beat. You're in fact supposed to keep 100% of that track. You know, I know this because I produced a lot of people's music back in the day, but I did do my paperwork correctly. You know, I was like, yo, there's so many tracks that, you know, I did do the whole beat and write a hook for. So this is the reality of the matter, you know, and I'm really glad you're touching on this because like it's important, bro, for you to break those generational curses, bro, and like everyone you work with to do it. And I can see that about you, bro, and matters to you. And it's like beautiful that that's the path you're taking, you know, and that's the way you're doing it. Bro, tell me, when is the first time you start playing your own music live? Or did you always like test stuff? And what was that process like? Or was it nerve-wracking? Like,
one thing about me, I'm never that guy. I was never that guy. I've never been that guy who's afraid to test their own music.
I love that, bro.
Me, I remember even the first song that one of the first songs that I produced, I was already playing it for people.
Crazy.
I gave this guy my song, like, hey, dude, this is my song, man. Yeah, I'm vibing with it. From school, I gave him on the Friday. Monday came back. So how's the song? I was like, I deleted it. Okay, cool. No stress. Cool. I'll send you the next one. You know, but I've always been that person that loves playing, outplay my stuff all the time.
Incredible.
Till now, I'm still that person who's like, I can't wait to share this with the world because I don't make music for myself. Yes, I vibe, but this whole thing is for the people. It's not for me.
Bro.
You know, I want people to be able to consume. You know, the biggest thing that would hurt me is if I die before people are able to listen to what I could offer, even what I could offer now. You know, it's like,
I love that, bro.
you know, I love seeing the reaction. I love seeing that, just seeing someone without even knowing that it's me, but just seeing people enjoy your music and you're like,
yeah,
I made that.
That's incredible, bro.
You know, it fulfills me. It's like, okay, they feel the same way. That feeling that I wanted to invoke,
yes,
I did it.
Do you remember the first time it like really connected? So when you played your own track and you felt the crowd like, oh, we got something here. Do you remember that song or moment or?
There's a lot of them during 2017 because that was the start of my small career really taking off like that.
How does that spark? Tell me that story. Like, how does it all fall into place? Like,
I mean, so there's this lady. There's a friend of mine I was in school with.
Yeah.
He's like, I got a sister called Gwen. I'd love for you to work with her. I'm like, okay, cool. Come through. The sister comes through. She sings on the song. I'm like, I don't know, you know. And then we make a couple of songs. I'm like, nah, I don't know. So a couple of friends come through. They're like, hey, dude, new music. I'm like, take that one that I don't like. You see that one? Right. Take that one. I'll keep this one. You see, this one is important. And then, it's always the songs that you're like, that always shock you in most cases, you know. So when that happened, it was a song. I remember it was a song called Bona by Gwen, and it was big in Botswana, Northwest, Free State, you know. Yeah, those provinces in the country. So it was big there, and they would call me all the time to go play, and I play the song. I see people singing along. I'm like, okay, you know. And for me, there's no way of explaining it. You know, it's a feeling. I just, you know, that smile that you're like, yeah, you guys got me now. You know?
Incredible. And isn't it incredible that sometimes music can it teaches you. You're like, wow, I didn't think, because like you might have a certain perception and then it can just give you a whole new meaning to a set of words that didn't really mean much to you at first. And then it's like you see that reaction and you're like, whoa, okay, I need to pay more attention. On that point, do you think you can predict a hit? Can you listen to something and you know that one is the one, or how do you feel about it?
Well, from my experience, I've always gotten it wrong. I'm always
Really,
let's
bro?
do this one. But I think of late,
Yeah.
I've been sort of here and there been able to be like,
Okay.
but it was not entirely it's not entirely coming from me. It was like,
Yes.
yeah, this song, but it's either maybe from that one gig, maybe I played that song and then I'm like,
Really, eh?
yeah. But normally I'm not able to, but I have a feeling.
Yeah.
I have a feeling. Like I said, I'm usually wrong, but
Yeah.
lately I've been getting it right.
Yeah,
here
because
and
I know
there.
your strategy. Now you're like, I'm not sure about that one. So that's the one.
Yeah, that's the one. They're like, okay, let's push it. Let's push it. You were right.
Shit. Bro, so tell me, how does three-step happen? I know you've explained it before. If you don't mind just explaining it again.
Yeah.
Just in case there's someone new watching. You're in the forefront, arguably right in the front of a brand new genre that's, breaking, and it strangely for me personally, like feels like something that's kind of been around for a long time, but has never really been, someone hasn't really taken it and gone,
This is the thing.
this is the thing.
Thank you.
We've heard it in between on albums, we've heard it in between on sets, on DJ sets, and I've always gone like, what is that? And then it's always like a little moment instead of like the thing, and it feels like you've somehow taken this thing and made it the main thing,
Yeah. I like what you just said because I believe, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
Yeah.
Music revolves around these things.
Yeah.
So there's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
So all of these have been explored.
Yes.
So there's probably an Amapiano song from 1990.
100%.
That person only did it once, but they never focused on it. There's
100%.
probably someone who did Gom late, before Gom even came, right?
100%.
So there's nothing really new under the sun. It's about how you present it.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And the whole movement
Yes.
around it. So I would say three-step is one of those things. But for you to even say three-step, where is that coming from? Right?
Yes.
So 2020, during, Ramaphosa times, COVID,
Yeah.
this mask.
Down. Yeah.
Yeah, lockdown and all of that. There's nowhere to go. There's not a lot of places we go. So the perimeter is very short, So it's a thing of, I need to, when I would go out, there wasn't a lot of Afro house events like that. The country was closed, and the place I would normally go that was closer to where I lived was more catering for Amapiano,
Yes.
more of Amapiano.
Yes.
And obviously times are hard. You go there, you're like, hey, dude, I'd love to come and play. They're like, come through. You go there, you play. But I was obviously doing Afro house, Afro tech, like that, big on that.
Yes.
I go there, I play, disconnect. It's not really happening the way. I'm not getting the same reaction. Why? And yeah, it was simple. Amapiano was at that peak.
Yes.
And it kind of felt like when you are doing Afro, you're like, it's either I'm going to do Afro house, then Amapiano, this thing. Because remember, even before Amapiano, all of those DJs were also Afro house DJs.
100%.
Were mostly deep house, Afro house DJs.
Or hip hop DJs.
Or hip hop
like
DJs.
Major League.
Now, yeah, you get me. It's either they were like, we love this, we'd love to jump on it, or hey, it's hunger there. Money is there on the Amapiano, and then
Yes.
they did that, right?
Yes.
So people who were left on the Afro house, it kind of felt like, yeah, keep it real, this,
Yes.
And with the keep it real, it was more or less like it's either Afro house or Amapiano. And for me, it was like, that's weird to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to these spaces and they're playing Amapiano, and I kind of like it, but I don't want to do it like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why hasn't the fusion happened?
Yes.
And then that's exactly what I did. Went there after that one show. I went there. There was no connect. I was like, I'm not gonna have this again. This is not what my father taught me.
Lovely.
Right? it goes back to that. You need to be able to understand the crowd, understand the vibe, so understand the music that you want to play for them, and be unique at the same time. So
Yes.
went back into the studio and I started just mixing these things. It was from the feeling of, okay, what makes Amapiano? I needed to understand that.
Yes.
And for me to understand that, I needed to dive in and be a fan of this thing so that I can be able to understand it like that. So it was the bass line, the snare. Okay, cool. People really like this. I'm like, cool. Now I'm at home and it actually started as I want to create just an EP that is more speaking to Africa, you know.
Yes.
So with Africa, we always go the other way instead of the other way. So the whole thing with the kick, it was go, 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 four to the floor, four to the floor, right? And for me, it was like, maybe remove one and let's play with the rhythm, you know, let's see, it will leave more spaces. I can be able to put in my snares for the Amapiano. And when I did that, it sort of made sense. Yeah, so I always say 3-step is when when Amapiano and Afro House had a baby, that's 3-step, right? So that's the fusion of those two things coming together where it's just a bridge like that. But once those things come together, they sound like something totally different. You know, so it's the mixture of those things. I got into studio and made that, and it started sounding different. I started making more of the music. People started vibing with it, and then we were chilling with friends. And I'm like, yeah, this is a project, but the guys are like, no, man, this is starting to sound more of a sound, more like a sound.
Wow.
Yeah, and then one of the guys is like, yeah, man, we should call this 3-step. I'm like, 3-step? Yeah, they're like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. And not steps. Yeah, not 3 steps. 3-step.
The name's fire, bro.
Yeah, we go with that. And we want, no steps.
Yeah.
Say 3-step. We must be stubborn like that. You know? So my people, they were inspired that as the name, you know, because I kept on making more songs and they were really vibing into it. And then just before I knew it, there were people supporting people like Murder that came through on some, oh dude, this is a cool sound. I'd love to, you know. And then when the song really dropped, which was the song called Magnificent Dance, that's the start of everything. And how Magnificent Dance was released, it was more or less of the same kind of meeting that we had. Remember how you came through to the studio and just chilled? And then the guy Seth, was representing Sondela, an international label, label from London, the UK, Defected, and then came through and it was just listening, and then that's one song you heard is like, this is different. I'm like, but this is more local, sounds like, it's like, no, this can actually be an international sound. I'm like, whoa, I didn't see it like that. And then he gave me a much bigger and clearer vision of this thing. And then, we released the song. And then from the start of that, I started seeing people, more guys now who are like, oh, this is also cool. Would love to interpret it as the new sound, as this, as this, as this, as this. So people saw it as the new sound. I never went in studio and went like, I want to create a new sound.
A new genre.
A new genre. They don't see it. I just went in, everything was organic. So with that, before I know I'm saying that, with that, that goes to show that any idea that has been there, with or without you, that's going to be there. I'm fortunate to be the one who was able to grab on the message and do this, and people see it like that. But if I never went deep in, probably someone else would have done it. That's why I feel like the music is bigger than me. Definitely. You know, I'm no king. The music is king. Music is king.
That's why you're the guy, bro. That's why you're the guy, bro. That's why it's you. That's why you're at the forefront, because it's the guy who's not acting like, yo, I just came in there, I was thinking of a new genre, I'm this guy. You're going like, could have been anybody else. You're saying like, I was at the right place, the right time. Like I told you, I've heard 3-step over the last 10 years in the middle of a DJ set somewhere, and like you hear something that sounds like 3-step, and you were just able to like bring it in, hone it in, really find what's making Amapiano special, and then also helped package it, really, you know? I mean, Three Steps is a fire name. If we're keeping it 100, bro, Amapiano is a pop name, you know, for a genre, but it's all grown on us, and it's just so dope as a genre that we all like forgave the pop title. But at the end of the day, like, you know, you are onto something incredible, and feels like, you know, it felt like you were doing it, and then you were still touching on the other stuff you're doing, and then it feels like you're laser focused on it now. I think it feels like, not to say you're not going to do other genres and whatnot, you know, you're a multifaceted producer, you know, but I feel like you've now laser focused on this, because it also feels like a whole bunch of guys are jumping on it now. And it feels like you're really encouraging that, and you're going like, yo, let's all do this. This is dope. Like, let's all bring, and again, bro, like Amapiano, it feels like, you know, the first thing that with Amapiano that blew my mind was like the range it had. I was like, yo, if you slow this down, it can be soul piano. If you speed it up, it can be more in these spaces. If you bring it here, it can, you know, that's what I feel about Three Step. It feels like it's got space, bro. With that gap, with that one kick gone, you feel like so much can happen, bro. You know, you can put R&B type vocals on it. You can, there's so much space for it. What BPM are you normally playing Three Step or producing it? Where does it range?
Yeah, the range is 118 between, I'd say 115 to 118. If you're really pushing it, you can go to 120.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, but I think the most comfortable way for me has been 118, where it's the real bridge between Afro and Amapiano. And even with playing, I can sort of squeeze in an Amapiano and squeeze in an Afro song at the same time without it sounding, what just happened?
Dope.
Like that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Bro, what do you think the next 5 years looks like? Like when we're sitting down having a conversation again like this, 5 years, what do you think? Like, what are some of the things you're aspiring to do? What are some of the sort of milestones for you, and where are you guys at right now?
Yeah. You see, with Three Step, to be specific, right now, the reason also why I really wanted to focus on it like that is because I feel like, yes, people are jumping on it, they're doing it, but they don't know I don't think they understand the whole thing about it, where they'll just maybe narrow it to a kick, right? To be like, the kick, but there's more to that. It's also a feeling, you know, it's also that rhythmic feeling that you have that is different, where it's like, I feel like I see it as something that could grow and go obviously further. You go to,
definitely.
Right now, it's the South African perspective with Three Step, because that was the experience. This is where it came from. This is what inspired it. This is what I was seeing, right? There's the rest of the world. You know, it's still Nigeria.
Yes.
Kenya. They make different music. You go in there, you hear different guitar that you've never heard before. You're like, why not put this on Three Step?
Definitely.
Right? I mean, like you said, there's with Amapiano, there's the soulful one, there's the
subgenres now.
Subgenres. So for me, that's more or less the story, what I see with it, where it's like,
incredible.
Yeah, it's Three Step, but it's not house.
I love that, bro.
Right? Three Step jazz. I don't know.
Yes.
You know, Three Step R&B. I don't know.
Yes.
You know, but that whole feeling, incorporating all of that, and it will only come when we are all being innovative. We're all trying new things. And for me, is to get this sort of, I won't do it alone, but make the sound a young man sport, because young people are the next generation. They're the way people that can pave it forward.
Yes.
It needs to be cool. It needs to feel like house, the way house music felt to me when I started, where it's like, this is cool. So and so and so, I think they're cool guys and they listen to this, and cool, I'm also gonna jump into it. So the more it becomes, the more the youth comes in, joins in, the more it grows, the more they're being innovative. They're not scared to play in one places. They just, you know, being wild with it. That's what also Amapiano is doing, you know, where it's like there's always a new song. Yes, people can say it's a negative thing. No, there's a lot of producers, there's a lot of people who have seen this thing as their gateway to success. So they want to do this. They are not doing other things. They're in studio, right? Trying to create this thing creatively. It's not like they're thieves or this and this, or even if they are, but they want to now better their themselves through the art. So what the music has done so far, it's that it has created a lot of creatives and a lot of people obviously still gonna try and be like, we would like to try it, but maybe I'm not that creative, but there's that. It's through creativity. So that's where 3-Step, I see it going there. I see it connecting people like that, connecting, being one of the genres that we will be proud of as South Africans.
100% will, bro.
Yeah,
And
it's not ours.
Just also shows me how selfless you are. That question, many people tackle it by themselves and their own journey, but you were just like, you're looking at the whole bigger picture, bro. I really appreciate that about you. Bro, tell me if I'm a young artist listening to this podcast and I aspire to make 3-Step, or I'm already making it, or Deep House, or whatever it is, Afro House. What is some words of encouragement, or how would you advise them on the industry when it comes to releasing music, distributors, labels? What would your overall, if you had a quick chat with someone who bumps into you and you have a few words to spare, what are those? What's an important message you would like to leave someone with?
You just started and you want to make this thing. You want to live with this thing. You love it so much. Yeah. 4 years to come, 2 years to come, remember that. There's going to be so many things. Now, the reason is the money, the reason is this, the reason is this and this and this. But when you started, you just wanted to go in because you loved music. If you're going in with those intentions, then I think you're on the right path. And listen to yourself and remember your words when you're starting. There's so many things, like I said, there's so many challenges that I went through, but I needed to go through them as an artist. Yes, it was painful, but they shaped the person that I am right now. Your big break is coming. Trust me. You might think people are not listening, but maybe you are just not ready at that time. But when things align, when the forces really align properly, your things will happen and you will have your time and people will understand the you. Don't go in because you want to be like Thakzin. You will never be like Thakzin. I can never be like George, right? I can never do that. You can only be able to interpret this whole thing based on your story, so that whenever you go to the heavens and then they say, what did you do? You can be able to say something and say, yeah, 2024, 2023, I did this, I contributed, and this shifted this. Isn't that a beautiful story?
100%.
Right? Being able to say that, no, I did this. So for you as a young person who was really starting out, if you really love this thing, just know it's going to cost you a lot. It's going to bring tears. It's going to bring joy. It's going to bring all of those things. But remember, when that happens, come and tell us. And the only way you can tell us is in studio. So if you're sad, go to the studio, make that song, show us, make us feel that you're sad. If you're happy, go to the studio, make that song, right? And then don't forget to live also, because you make music through experiences. Live, go out there and experience things, listen, then come back and narrate it your own way. And we love your way. We love how you do things. Yeah, it's fine when you try this other thing that the other person is teaching you, but we love it when it's really you, because that's your identity. So if you're a young man trying to do this, and just remember all of those things. You are special, right? You're that's special. Powerful. No one is like you. Someone might even twins. there's something that sets them apart.
100%.
That is exactly that. So if you're creative, find that. And once you find that, you live in that, you understand. And also understand that you're not bigger than the music. It can never be bigger than an entity. Yeah, well, so in work, Espanin, when you go to work and then you get fired today, they get someone tomorrow. You are replaced.
100%.
So I feel like with music, it's the same thing. Once you start feeling like you are bigger than it, then you've already lost the battle. So always respect the music, respect where all of this is coming from. Because these messages, not all of them are able to not everyone is able to get them and receive them. For as long as you're able to channel them to your space and give us that, we are grateful, and the world is grateful. Things will be better like that.
I love that, bro. And it is, right? It is a collective consciousness. It is a godlike being, you know? It is everybody's piece of something collectively. You're not bigger than that. Like, you know?
Yeah.
I love that, bro. I love that, man. That's a powerful message, bro. Anything else, bro, you want to leave anyone with before I ask you the last question?
No, nothing much. Nothing much, for real. Like, there's really nothing much. Obviously, I'd be coming here and talking about music, but I'm not talking about the promotional stuff. But I'm not here to promote anything. I'm here to just have a conversation. You know,
I love that, bro.
Yes, there is music coming out. If you can check on the music social platforms, you'll probably get something.
Yeah,
but we're here to have a conversation.
100%. Tell me something, bro, from your side, bro. What do you think is the meaning of life? What do you think is the purpose of the whole design?
Okay. I would say to teach and to love, right? You come here, if it was about money, you would live with the money, but now you can't live with the money.
Can't live with the money, bro. It's not yours.
I understand. But you can live the love. You know, you can have that impression over people where it's like, we loved this person.
Yeah.
You know, there's certain people, it's weird, but there's certain people that it's sad that they've passed on, but I'm like, it's fine that this is the story that we have right now. Like, it's fine if it ended like that, because we have nothing but beautiful memories of, you know, than the other, you know, it's those things. So for me, the meaning of life is that to teach, to learn, for you to be able to learn and teach people through your experiences and better the next generation, and to just spread love out there, you know, and just, I want people to, if people are going to remember me, they must be on that positive note. Yeah. Because that's where I am with the music, with everything. And for me, if I'm able to spread love like that, then I'm happy.
I love that, bro.
And if I'm able to teach, you know, by my experiences, by some of the things that I'm saying, then that's life. We're here to learn, we're here to love, you know, and I would say nothing more apart from that.
I love that. Bro, from my side, I just want to say, like, I think you're right in the beginning of what's about to go down. I think it's about to get really crazy for you. You know, there are some people that come across your path. I can only think of I can count them on one hand that I've seen them come across the journey of probably being in this game for, 15, 20 years already. But you come across some special beings who are going to really break some boundaries in what they do, and you are undoubtedly one of those people, bro. I was just chatting to Smanga, bro, while you're still getting changed, and Smanga was like, your manager was just like, dude, you called me one day out the blue, and you were like, I just called him, and I was like, bro, shit's about to go crazy for you. He's like, bro, I didn't understand. Wait, did this guy see something on socials that we don't know about? But it was just, I could feel that shift was happening. I could feel the conversations were happening. And it's like, it's crazy to see how everything's like becoming a well-oiled machine. Your team, Smanga, who I've worked with, is really, really good peoples. And Phil is in Germany, right?
Yes.
Also a really good friend. And like you have some really powerful people and minds around you. And I think everyone sees the vision of what this is going to become. And no one has a cap to that ceiling, bro. And I love that, you know? And it feels like you're in a good space, bro. It feels like not even in a good space. I think you have evolved as a human since I've last seen you. It feels like you're just in a very mature, you know, you're finding your ways, you know, your flow. And I'm so excited for what you're going to do, my brother. So I want to wish you all the best, bro. I can't wait. We're going to sit like this maybe after you go pick up 6 Grammys, and then we're going to talk and say, yo, gee, how did we go from last time? So shout out to you, my brother. Thank you so much for coming through.
No, thank you
Please,
so much.
anytime you're in the city, pull up, bro. It's a beautiful chat, bro. Thank you, man.
Nah, man.
Special.
This is really cool. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, man.
This is something we'll watch back in 20 years. We'll be
Hey,
like, yo,
man.
little did he know, my brother, in 6 months, things are going to change on a whole other level. You know?
Bro.
Nah, shout out to you, bro. Thank you, bro. Thank you for making the time, bro. I appreciate
Thank you so
my bro.
much, man. All the best, even with you in life.
Thank you,
And
bro. Always, man.
I know. The next time we're gonna be sitting down, we're gonna be talking about new things and
bro.
latest
Of course.
achievements and all of that.
Bro.
I'm always happy to have that chat
I love
with
that,
you.
bro. I love that. Thank you, my bro. Appreciate it. Thanks,
Salute.
my G. That was beautiful.